Good green, everyone, and especially good morning for the Seattle Mariners, who eventually, stressfully, made it out of the divisional series, beating the Tigers and moving on to the ALCS. So, good job. Uh, let's keep. Hopefully, the next series is not nearly as drawn out and stressful. So let's get into the Week 5 picks. Now I'm already behind the 8 ball because the Eagles mysteriously lost to the Giants. It's like it's fun, it's good. Watching them get embarrassed. The reigning Super Bowl champs. You like to see them take down a peg, but I did pick the Eagles to win. So. Moving on, 0-1 right now, but I'm not here to win any contests or be a, actual football expert. I just have opinions and I love the color action green. That's mostly who I am. First game up is the Broncos against the Jets over in London. The very, very, very early game for us here on the West Coast starts like 6:30 in the morning. I think the Jets are motivated to get their first win, being the last winless team, but not. I think the Broncos, after beating the Eagles last week, are. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Broncos are running high enough. Well, everything is moving and all the pistons are firing the right way. I think they're going to take care of this. But the Jets are not as bad as their record appears. Next up, there's the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals against the Indianapolis Colts. Cardinals are right now looking worse than their 2-3 record after just crapping away game against the Titans. I mean, makes our win in the previous week look worse. Doesn't matter. We're not doing power rankings. It's not college football. It doesn't really matter. But Colts are going to, I think, run away with this. They're looking really good. I'm still not quite sure how they're doing it with Daniel Jones, of all people. But no hate. Colts are playing wonderfully, and I think this is not the week where anything interrupts that. The next game is, on paper, the Chargers, 3-2 record look like they should win this. And I do have the Chargers winning this game. I had the Colts winning the previous matchup. But they're really hurt and kind of struggling right now. But so is the Dolphins. The Dolphins look even worse right now. So I think even with all their injuries, the Chargers and just inconsistent play. I mean, I think they have a good defense. Justin Herbert, I think, is just a little bit above Tua right now. Yeah, I'm not totally confident about it, but I think the Chargers hold this one off. Now, the next game, I think, is going to be an upset. Cleveland Browns somehow, some way upset the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why not? I think, their new quarterback. I want to say Damon Gilliard. That's not right. It's on the top. Damon Lillard, the former Portland Trailblazer. I'm having a brain fart right now. Any case, whatever this rookie second round or third round pick, details escape me. They're playing okay. Their defense is really good, and the Steelers, they've been playing. They're 3-1. They only lost to us, so that's pretty confidence building on our side. And most people think the Steelers, traditionally the Steelers, should come away with this. I think the Browns sneak up on them. I think they're also not quite as bad as their 1-4 record. Trading away Joe Flacco might just be the spark they need, even though he's already benched. Doesn't really matter. Next up, we have the Cowboys and the Panthers. Panthers look not that great, beating the Dolphins last week. And the Cowboys seem, even with CeeDee Lamb being out and trading away Micah Parsons, they're playing pretty well. They're going to pull this one out. Still not quite sure what's going on with the Cowboys, but they're clearly a step above the Panthers. And I think that is, really enough that needs to be said about that. big game for us. Looks like it's a morning game this week. The Seahawks are going down to Jacksonville. A very tough matchup. Yeah, we're not even getting a majority of the votes to win this game. After losing a tough one to the Bucks last week and the Jaguars upsetting the Chiefs last week, it makes perfect sense. I'm so big in the Seahawks. I got the hope. I think we were just this close to pulling it out last week, and Bucks are a really good team. I think we have a bit of a chip on our shoulder, maybe much more than the Jaguars, who might be riding a little high after beating the Chiefs. It just vibes. I think it could go either way. We got a lot of injuries, so if both Witherspoon and Julian Love are out, our secondary is really depleted, and if we're not getting any kind of pass rush, that could be a problem. It's not a gimme. I think Darnold, I think he's zeroing in on it. I think he's going to this time not screw up in the last minutes and get us a close win. I think however this game goes, I think like last week, it's going to be close. Next up, we have the Rams against Los Angeles Rams against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are still without Lamar Jackson, and even when he was healthy, they were playing really sloppy. And I know they look good, for most of that game against the Bills until they choked, and they're just falling apart right now. And the Rams, after their overtime loss to the Niners, they much like us, have a chip on their shoulder. So I think they're going to win this one pretty handedly. I don't think the Ravens are overall, they're an enigma. They're not as bad as their 1-4 record, but right now they could be one of the worst teams. Just at this particular moment, I think maybe Jackson gets back, maybe towards the end of the season, they come back and make it somewhat respectable. But I have to watch a little more of the Ravens to figure out what's going on there. Next up, we have the New England Patriots against the New Orleans Saints. And last week, the Saints beat the Giants, and the Giants just beat the Eagles. The Saints pretty good. Yeah, I think the Patriots are still a step above. I think they pulled this one out. I think it's going to be a close, interesting game. I want to see, are the Saints, who looked absolutely terrible against us, the team that really handled the Giants last week, and they looked okay against some other teams as well. They're not as bad as Titans. So yeah, just using that as an example because they're the next game up. So no offense to anyone, but yeah, the Patriots think they're going to win, but I could see the Saints upside down. I'm tempted to give them a. No, the Saints won last week. I think they're not a team that's going to win 2 in a row. Next up, and I'm changing my pick for the Tennessee Titans against the Las Vegas Raiders. When I did my picks Thursday, before the Thursday night game, I picked the Titans, but I think the Raiders, both teams are bad. And I think the Raiders shouldn't be this bad. I still think Geno is above this kind of thing. I think he can just taper down his mistakes a little bit. And I think there's just enough there. Again, against the Titans, I think this is a win. It's hard to say, though, because both teams are pretty lousy. I think even if the Raiders play a step above, they've been, their level the last few weeks, they're still one, top, bottom 10 teams. It's just, you hate to see it. You got Pete over there and Geno. There was not a rocky departure for either one. I think Geno wanted to get out, but I don't hold any animosity against him. I wish them luck. Usually I hate the Raiders, but now that they'll move to Vegas, they're just not the same. Give them the win, but still pretty bad. From very bad to very good, we got the San Francisco 49ers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm hoping the Tampa Bay Bucs pull this out just to beat our division rivals. The Niners they're winning games, so they look really beat up, and we choked away that game. I don't know. We were still figuring ourselves out in week 1. So, but we kind of need the Buccaneers to keep up the momentum this week. So this is more of a homer pick. But it looks like the game's in Tampa Bay, so give them a home field advantage. But I think it's going to be another close one. The Niners defense looks really good. Let's see if Mayfield can keep it up. And if he pulls this one out, he might be the MVP favorite at this point. Just pulling the Buccaneers almost single-handedly. Imagine thinking that just like 2 years ago, even. He looked washed up, so like Sam Darnold. So maybe both of them can have a miracle comeback kind of thing going on. Next up, I don't know how this is a late game, but we got the Cincinnati Bengals against the Green Bay Packers, who just acquired Joe Flacco. Oh my! I think the Bengals are just looking really bad lately. They're a good team with Joe Burrow, but going from Jake Browning to Joe Flacco is not. It's not going to be enough. Their defense is just really bad. That's the difference between the Bengals and the Browns. The Browns were upset the Packers a few weeks ago because the Browns' defense is really good. I think this week the Packers their offense just runs over the Bengals, and it's a blowout. I don't like the Packers. I'm not happy about picking them. I'm kind of happy that they lost to the Browns and then tied with the Cowboys. It's funny. I think they... dust themselves off a little bit this week, and we can just hope for the Packers to embarrass themselves again some other time. And this is a Sunday night game. Oh, why did I make this pick? I've got the Detroit Lions against the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess I picked the Chiefs just, because they're 2-3. They look pretty bad after losing to the Jaguars. I think the Lions they're the best team in the league right now. I don't think they're going to let up on the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs make it close, so I'm changing back to the Lions as the pick. But, this is going to be a close... I think it's going to be a really fun game. So, I think it's like... Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire, I think. And then we have two Monday night games. First up, we got the Buffalo Bills against the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons look okay. Remember they got shut out by the Panthers a few weeks ago? But otherwise, have played pretty good. I think the Bills are going to win this. Again, it's going to be close. The Falcons have some pieces. They're putting it together. And I think they're maybe still a year away from really challenging the Bills. But I think the Falcons make this pretty close. But I think, no upset here. I need some more upsets. I can feel there's going to be a couple upsets. It's one of those seasons where there's a lot of things change. And the last game, I kind of have as an upset. I have the Chicago Bears beating the Washington Commanders, just because looking for an upset. The Commanders just beat the ailing Chargers pretty handedly. The Bears look good. They haven't really been great either. They're kind of under the radar now, so this might be the kind of game to kind of show. Are the Bears somebody to keep in mind? Or are they also a year away like the Falcons? So I have this as an upset. I think on paper the Commanders should take this one, but I don't think the Commanders are that much better. So go with the Bears here. But again, what the heck do I know? I'm just a guy who likes green. That's it. So hope you guys have a good week. Go Hawks, and good luck tomorrow. Bye.